Hey YouTube, hey people. So, got a new phone mount. It's significantly better. I'm recording in 1.4x zoom, so I'm hoping the resolution is still good quality and it's not going to be overly blurred. So we'll see how that goes. Today is Friday. Fridays I only work a half day, so it's noon. I'm done at noon. I noticed, now that I'm like giving my full self, I'm paying full attention to my life. I'm showing up every day for myself, not just for myself, but you know what I mean. I'm showing up 100% to everything I do. Essentially, I'm putting the most effort and the most attention I can to every detail of what I'm doing. I'm leaving nothing on the table essentially. And the fact that I'm doing that, and the fact that probably because I also worked out yesterday, another intense workout. I did my chest, my push day, and I'm eating healthy and clean and all of this. I'm noticing that my ability to be patient is waning. At least the ease with which that comes forth for me. Oh, I forgot to get gasoline. I better go back. So that's one thing I have to consider going forward is, patience is something that you have to work towards. You don't just get it. And that's especially true when you don't feel like being patient. Whether it's with yourself or not, if you're around the people you have to, I think you should still try to be patient and at least, understand that people are not on the same level as you, or they're not aiming for the same things as you, and that's okay. They're not less worthwhile or less good than you, or less worth the effort. It's just they're in a different place than you. Their aims and goals, if they have any, are not in alignment with yours, and that's totally cool. You live your life in a way you prefer, and I'll live in a way I prefer. You do you. Bygones be bygones. So anyway, work was okay. I noticed myself being a little irritable, and I noticed that I was letting it show a bit. I'm kind of letting my facade of niceness and always, go lucky, happy, I'm letting that kind of slip away a little bit, and I'm a little more serious. Part of the thing is, I know I'm inherently more disagreeable than I let off. Part of my confidence and courage is based on the fact that I really don't put up with shit. I'm nice at first, but if you push me too far, I know where my limits are. Especially now as I get older, I'm more in tune and alignment with, where the edges of me start and end, and what I'm willing to take before I push back. So I was getting a little ticked off. I want to earn more money at work, so I'm putting in more effort, and I've been doing that consistently. I'm giving it everything I have. And I'm still not getting where I want to be. I got $1 up from where I was, and that was fine and dandy. That was about 8 weeks ago. Boss man said, hey, you keep showing up, you keep doing what we need you to do, and we'll get you to that other dollar. And yet 7 weeks later, I'm doing the same things he says every day. It's always the same stuff. I'm doing it to the best of my ability. He's never said anything about quality or consistency. It seems like it's fine. I actually went to the effort of asking him about that. And he said, essentially, don't ask, As long as I don't say anything, you're doing great. So, okay. Cool. Well, I'm getting to a point where it's getting a little frustrating now because I just got paid again for the 8th time. And I'm not seeing that other dollar he was mentioning. So, next week on the day of pay, if I don't see that dollar, I'm going to make the comment. And I don't really give a shit if it's in front of everybody else. I'd rather be my real self and put it out there. My long-term aims might be more ambitious than just working at this place, but I'm not going to let fear stop me from going after what I want. And, I'm willing to put in the work, but if there's no communication and he's, if that's a fault on my end or his end, who cares? It's going to happen no matter what. So I will communicate and say what I need to say, and that will be that. And we'll see where that goes. Diplomacy might be important, but I'm not gonna let other people. It's his ego and his choice and all that, but I'll make a stand for myself. I don't mind doing that. A job's a job. It's not like it's an exceptional amount of money. Yeah. Nope, stand your ground. It's the way to do it. Anyway, time to get some gas. Back in a few. Yeah, so I think from now on I'm going to start making my own homemade breakfast sandwiches with, egg and sausage rounds. That's basically what I got. I can make them a lot cheaper, so I will do that. Actually, I'm going to go get the groceries right now, maybe. I might do that. Yeah, I think I should do that. Or maybe I'll wait. Yeah, I'll wait. I'll get that on Monday. Because, I'm already on the way out, so it's fine. So anyway, hello. If you're watching this, I hope you're having a great day. I'm trying to make every day as good as it can be. Yesterday I made this fantastic little, I made it as good as I wouldn't say it's fantastic, but next time I'll make it a little more flavorful. I made this pork shoulder stew/soup. Should have made the chunks of vegetable, a little bigger potatoes and all that, but the meat was good. It was tasty, and my first time making it, so now I have an idea of how to prep it faster and more efficiently next time. One thing I've been researching and learning about is, and I've been doing this for the past several years. I just didn't know that that's what it was. It's like systems thinking. So you have a systematic approach to how you approach your different aspects of your life. So everything has a system, and it's you lay it out in a way that even if you aim aspirationally higher at what you want to do in a particular day or week or month or whatever, you always have a system to fall back on. So no matter how far you fall from that higher aim, you land at least at the baseline of that's still optimal and optimized to meet your goals and your needs. So for example, a simple example would be like, I want to make it. I made a habit of brushing my teeth every day. I used to be very bad for that, as embarrassing as that might be. I'd brush every couple of days, which was rather nasty, and I'm sure a lot of people got offended by that, but didn't say anything. So anyway, the way I made the system is now every night I put my toothbrush and my toothpaste in the middle of my desk, and I can't miss it. And it's right in the way of everything I want to do before bed when I'm getting my prep done. So I have to do it. And then I have my jug of water next to that, which reminds me to drink water before bed, because sometimes I'm dehydrated in the morning and then my urine is super yellow and I don't feel as fresh in the morning. My skin looks worse. So I have a system where, I have the toothpaste and the toothbrush on my desk before I head to bed, and I have the water next to it. So I remember, hey, they're together, that's got to be done, and then I can put it away and I can get the rest of my shit done. Yeah. So systems approach, that's one example. The other example is my workout routine. I've got it down packed. I made it into compound movements only. I have reminders on my phone 3 times a week. You do your push, you do your pull, you do your legs. I've got all 3 set up. Speaking of which, I have to do my legs today, which I'm going to do. So that'll be fun. Systems thinking, systematic approaches to living your life. The more systems you have, and the more you make them into a routine, the easier your life is, and then you can focus on the bigger shit that means more to you, and that has more of an impact in your life longer term as you aim for different things. And as you progress in life, you can expand upon the existing systems. You don't have to just tear them down and rebuild them from scratch every time, especially if it's something as fundamental as brushing your teeth or whatever, right? Like, I want to drink water, but I could add something else onto that too. I don't know what I would add, but I'm just saying, if I ever need to add something to that system, I could do that. And if I had to alter anything on it, I can do that too. So it's a very handy way of organizing your life. And part of what I'm learning is, discipline is not going to work if you make it an ego-driven thing. It's like, oh, I'm going to do this, come hell or high water. Sure, you can have the motivation and the willpower for a while, but willpower is waning. It's always fleeting. You might have a great strong day, and you'll be like, you know what? Today I'm going to make this massive change in my life. I'm going to go 180 on everything I do. And as much as that feels good in the moment, and you feel fresh, 2, 3, 4 days, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months down the road, if you're even that lucky, it just falls apart because the willpower doesn't stick. You have to have more than that. You have to have something to fall back on and rely on when you're when you're having those down days. Because life, if that's one thing I know for sure, you're not going to avoid the ups and downs of life. And they're going to come, and they're going to come at the worst possible freaking time, and you're going to have to deal with that no matter what. So have your systems in place, fall back on them when you need to. You can evolve them as you go and grow, and that's totally perfect. Because the saying, fall forward, right? Don't allow yourself to regress into a lower mindset and a lower state of being, because you deserve better than that. And it's in a way, it's really a sign of self-respect. You have to know that your time is valuable and your efforts are valuable, and they're not for nothing. This is not this is something too. I'm getting tired of video games. I was for a while, but now I realize what it is the video game taps your dopamine system and your reward system with the carrot and the stick really, really well, especially when it's novel and new, and you're not like, you haven't been playing games for like a decade or whatever, you're new, you're younger. They hack that system to an extreme, and they're really good at it. What was I gonna say there? But over time, I've realized that the system, what's the word? It's a waste of time. It's artificial progress. You don't get anything out of it. Sure, you might get good at that task or in that game, but there's no transferable skills there. I mean, there's going to be some, of course, but when you keep doing the same thing over and over in a video game, you can only get so good at those transferable skills. Like leadership, if you run a clan or a guild or whatever, sure, fine. Communication, fine. If you have meetings, if you have a calendar or something, fine. Building the skills in the game, it's a good parallel to building skills in life, but you can do the same thing if you work out your body physically, and that's a much more rewarding, and it has a lot more benefit to you than sitting at a desk with a slouch posture, fucking your eyes with eye strain, all of that. That is not optimal. If anything, it's very degrading to your person long term. You can do better. So that's what I realized. I can do better, and I'm going to do better. Don't waste your time. You only get so much of it. I know it seems like it's unlimited, because, especially when you're younger, you think it's unlimited, right? That's one thing I noticed when I hit 30 or like 28, 29, 30. I noticed the lines in my skin. I noticed my teeth aren't as pointed as they were. You dull and you lose your shine a bit as you age, right? And to age gracefully, that takes like effort, and that effort, the fruits of your labor show best when you have systems. There are systems in place that are routine, that you don't have to think about. In a way, a system is almost like hiring on a helper. It's like when I develop software, it's like you have an agent. They call them agents, like they're their own thing. They're a routine that run in the background that you don't have to consciously think about. It does it for you, and that leverages your time to the extreme if you do it properly, and they're all interconnected. You do one thing here, and then the system rolls into the next one. My dinner routine, I have say I have a can of beans and some bread. It's healthy, it's really simple, it's prepared for me. And then right after that, I got my desk with my stuff on it, with my toothpaste and my water. It's all set up, it lines up. And the most important thing, your routines and your systems line up with what you aim for, which is what you value. All of it has to be in alignment if you want to embody your highest aim. You're not going to get anywhere if you don't take the little things seriously, because the little things add up to the big things, and the big things are what your life is. You are the big thing that evolves over time and rolls through the punches. You are the thing that falls forward if you so choose. If you fall backwards, that's also what you can choose. And hey, if that's your preference, good on you. But for someone like me who has some ambition, who's trying to figure shit out, I don't want to stay in that mindset forever. I want to grow and evolve, and I'm kind of sick of it now. A benefit, and again, speaking from a place of privilege, I get it. Like this is something that not everyone gets, and in a way, I felt shame for a while. But the fact that I had the luxury of living at my parents' place until I was almost 30, that gave me a huge advantage because I had the time to process these ideas and these thoughts and to really like optimize my life in a way that most people don't get because they're gone when they're young. They got to do this shit. To be fair, there would have been benefits to me leaving sooner too, I'm sure. I might have even been a stronger and better person for it, no doubt, in many ways. But what I did glean from the experience, it was still valuable, and I'm not wasting that opportunity to do nothing with it, right? Like, you got to decide that your time is valuable. You got to realize that you only get so much of it, and there's nothing that shows that more to yourself than looking in the mirror every subsequent year, seeing the difference. Take a picture of you've seen those montages. I took a picture every day for 7 years or whatever. Look at the difference in the person's, in your face. If you take a picture, even just once a year, once a month, whatever, notice the difference it makes in your when you think about it and you look at yourself year to year, you're changing, you're aging. It's gonna happen. Even in my 20s, there's still subtle changes. You see the little crow's feet, you see the little laugh lines, all those things. And sure, you can combat that with physical exercise and eating right, but to notice it and this is the same thing about this always, everything in life, everything relates to the fact that we're going to die one day. Don't waste the moments of your life because you're going to die one day and you can't escape that. No matter how far technology goes, you're not going to stop death. You can live for 300 years if technology allows it, but you have an accident that's unavoidable, a car accident, whatever, you're done. That's it. Right? Oh, my camera's falling. Okay, well, this phone mount's fucking bullshit, so I'm gonna have to go for now. Thanks for listening to my chat and my rants again. I'll if I have time tomorrow, I'll do another video. But this is my Friday for my work day. This is my last day of the week. And I said on weekends it's optional for me for now. So if I don't see you tomorrow or Sunday, I'll see you Monday. Thanks for listening, and I'll at least post a short. I posted a couple of shorts, which I'm happy about, so that's something. I guess I could just hold the phone now and keep talking. Actually, I'll do that, yeah. Hi. Yesterday I was pretty happy. I recorded quite a bit of content. I did my full-length talk like this on the way home, and then I did two shorts, and I spent most of my evening, aside from making dinner, I spent the whole evening like studying business stuff and studying YouTube, how to make the shorts and how to make them better. So I put like the tags, the hashtags in the title. So I have 5 each. That was the recommendation, 4 to 6. So 5's in the middle. That's the medium, right? And I googled it. It said 5's the best number. So I did that. that it would be like a flaw in reality, something like that. I'm gonna make this happen, and I know I can do it, and I'm just gonna be consistent. That's something I'm developing with this job, is the frustration of this boss I deal with. He's not a bad person, but he's just like blue collar, rough, and I'm not used to that, and it's making my softness go away. It's making me harder on the edges, which I like, because I going back to what I said in the last video, we are like blocks of marble to be sculpted into these beautiful sculptures by the end of things. And it's your choice how magnificent that sculpture becomes. If you're conscious of the bits and pieces that get flecked off, you are the artist with the brush. Reality will sculpt you as it will, but you have sway over the matter. It's not just random or predestined. If you decide you're a victim of circumstance, that's how your life will go. But that's an option. That's a choice you make. That's not forceful. That's not obligatory, right? Oh, I got to figure out a way to do this phone mount. This is a really good phone mount, but the suction cup's not holding. I wiped it with an alcohol wipe and I let it dry before I put it on, but the suction cup's just not holding. So I don't know. I might even use super glue on this. I really don't care if it fucks the car up because it's such a, old car, whatever. To me, this is worth doing. Like, I'm really enjoying just conversing with myself, and when I upload it there for YouTube, whoever sees it, if anybody, I'm enjoying this process. Like, this is fantastic. I'm becoming more articulate with every video I make. I'm not gonna masturbate over my content to myself. It's more like, when I upload each video, I watch it once just to see what I said and kind of recap it and take notes on it and see what I can do better the next time. But just the fact that the flywheel's going, like I said in the last video, the flywheel effect is so, it hits me in the face so hard right now. It's unavoidable. It's unmistakable. Like, whether I watch the videos or not, I see it in real time. I see my inner voice coming back to the surface. I'm becoming who I've been, who I always was deep within. And I love that. I love it. It feels so good to be steeped in your own well-being, to be steeped in, to show up. That's essentially it. You show up for life. And that's such a good feeling. Such a good feeling. I'm getting older, watching my own videos. I'm starting, I did the same thing with my parents. When you get to a certain age, you realize your parents are just like any other couple. They're any other people that exist in the world, any other adult or human. I'm getting to a point where I'm starting to see myself as just any other person. I used to think that I was different or like out there. Maybe in some moments I had my ego and I thought I was magical or special. But no, now I can see myself for who I am. I have compassion for myself. I know that I'm it's almost like I'm an animal to be taken care of, right? You gotta take care of yourself like that, like a pet. You gotta encourage yourself. You gotta love yourself. Love yourself enough. Love yourself enough to discipline yourself. Like a parent to a child, discipline yourself. Be willing to say no to the easy things, say yes to the hard things, because when you say yes to the hard shit, your life is easy. When you say yes to the easy shit, your life tends to go hard, and that's not good. You can do better. You can aim for higher. And frankly, you don't have to go all in. You can do one step at a time, and it can be the smallest freaking step imaginable. It could be a pathetic small step, like you could put one toe up. Like, if you're like I'll give you an example. This is how I get out of bad. I'm getting good at this too. This is how you get out of a bad state of mind or a bad habit. So like my vice or my weakness for the longest time, the past 7 years, has been marijuana. Every time I've tried to quit it, which this time I'm going to succeed in doing because I've decided that for sure and it's happening. Every time I've tried to quit it, even when I got off this time, you start with one step at a time. First off, you have to have the thought, hey, this is not good for me. Sometimes I stew on that for a few days or a week before I take action, but just to have the thought, to decide that this is not the right trajectory for your life and where you want to be. that shows that at least you're looking up at the stars. You're looking up at something higher than where you are, right? You're not just flatlining and just idling, which really is the same as falling. You're still aware that there's more to you than meets the eye. There's more to you that could be if you decided such. The potential is there for you to do more with your time in your life. Yeah. What was this? Oh yeah, I was telling you about how I get off my marijuana addiction. So start off with just the thought, hey, I realize that I'm better than this, that I don't need this, I don't want this, because where I want to be in life does not align with this. You don't even have to have a fully sketched out idea, like, you know, picture perfect kind of like view or plan for your life. Just to know that what you're doing is not benefiting you, right? Even just in that moment, have a fuzzy idea. This is probably not a good thing for me. Start with that. If you want to sit on that for a week or whatever, do that. But just the fact that you're in the back of your mind, you're aware of that, right? That makes a big difference, because that shows at least your mind is shifting to that frame of reference. You know that where you are is not where you want to be in the future. So sit on that for a while. And the next thing would be, you know, when you're ready for it, cut back a little bit. Maybe that's obvious. Cut back a little bit. So if you're having 3 joints a day, maybe have 2.5 the next day. Maybe do that for 3 days, and then maybe after that you cut down to just 2, and then so on until you're down to half a joint, and then eventually you're at a quarter of a joint in a day, maybe just before bed, right, where it's the most impactful, because the biggest thing with withdrawal for weed is when you go to bed. It causes insomnia, right? Irritability too, but if you do it slow enough, it's not a problem. But the insomnia for me and for most people that I've researched is the big key factor that people don't quit from. So if it's an issue before bed, have that remnant, that half a joint before bed. Make that the only time you have it, and then eventually take the leap. You know, you got a week off from work, whatever. Take that jump. Just cut it out entirely. And if you're anything like me or most people, from what I've understood, once you're committed to ending it and quitting, don't have it around. It goes back to systems thinking. Don't have it around. Get it out of your house. You know, delete your dealer's phone number. You know, like it's the same thing if you want to get off eating bad food. Don't have it in your house. If it's in your environment, you're gonna go for it. That's not a discipline thing. Don't let your ego say, "Oh, I'm gonna get over this with willpower." It's not a discipline thing. It's the fact that you're not setting your life up for success in a way that aligns with your higher aims. You're changing your mind, which anyone can do for a moment. You change your mind, you jump to an idea, oh, I could do this. Great. But if you don't implement a system that backs that shit up, you're not going to get it. And that's as simple as it is. Set up the systems that allow you to align, you know, your coming days and future with where you want to be longer term. If you don't do that, you're not going to get there. Yeah, I love that I'm saying these things out loud, because I'm basically, you know, this is stuff I've been researching. So I'm basically processing it in real time as a verbal thought and thinking process in front of, well, you if you're watching this, but you know, just on the camera. And man, it makes a big difference. Hey, if you're watching this, seriously, this video recording thing's a great idea. I don't feel crazy talking to myself on a camera. I really don't. And I think it's kind of beneficial, because not only it's like a diary, right, or a journal. You write it down, but this way it's a recording. You can visualize it, you can see it. So if there's like physical changes happening in your life, if you're working out or whatever, or like in my case, you're brushing your teeth every day, like they're way wider than they were even like in the first video I made earlier this week. It's amazing. The show must go on. Keep it going, right? I'm gonna see if I can let go of this phone now for a minute so my arm can rest. I hope it doesn't fall again. I think it might, but I'll just give it a shot. Anyway. Oh, no, it's falling. No, fuck this. All right, I guess we're not getting anywhere with that, so. Anyway. Yeah. I'll hold it there. So, yeah. Hello. What else can I say here? I'm trying to think. I got a phone mount. I started a to-do list for things I want to do. You know, when I get to it, I'm gonna get a proper video editor going. I used to do video editing, you know, back in high school and a little after when I did my other YouTube videos. So I know a thing or two about editing video. But the difference now is I'm gonna be colliding that with AI tools, and you know that's something I'm excited about, but I'm also a little nervous to jump into. You know, I know how to use AI for prompting and, like, you know, research and getting information. It's gonna be a little bit of a different process for getting video editing and colliding that with AI and seeing how that goes. I'm sure it's very simple. It's probably the same thing. You just prompt it for what you want, or you drag a thing onto the screen. We'll see. Point being, I'm excited. I'm excited for where life is going. I'm excited for where things are going. How fortunate I am to exist in such a time as this, where you have a thought, and the time between your thought and your action, which is literally power, the time between thought and action can be as fast, essentially, as like a day, or, you know, a snap of your finger, right? Like, we are literally creating magic with technology. It's akin to magic. What's that quote there? It's literally this. It's that. It's technology that is sufficiently advanced enough is indistinguishable from magic. How cool is that we get to live in a time such as this? How cool is that? It's amazing, man. I have a good feeling about the future. I really do. Yeah. You know, barring any unforeseen circumstances, I hope that you and we get to live a long, long time. I hope we get to enjoy the life on this planet for many, many years to come. On that note, I'm hungry. I think I'm going to go home and have some more of my my pork shoulder soup I made. It's very tasty. Nice protein. Well, 13 minutes into this video, plus whatever I recorded before I got gasoline. What else can I say here before my hand goes numb from holding this phone mount? I'm trying to think. I hope I'm not covering the freaking microphone with this new mount. That would suck, wasting all this energy talking for nothing. I should really get a dedicated microphone. Hey, future me who's watching this video, get a microphone, like a lapel mic or something. Put it on your shirt on the way home from work when you do these videos. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get a lapel mic that I can afford. Amazon, here we come. Love Amazon. Hey, if you don't use Amazon, you really should. It's great. Prime is well worth it. I think the yearly membership's cheaper than the monthly, but of course it depends also if you have like investments in there outpacing the cost of the difference if you invested that money. Whatever. I overanalyze sometimes. Don't worry about me. It's a minor thing. Better to over than underanalyze, I would say. Although keeping it simple is also mastery, so who knows? You know, I'm almost tempted to say shut up to myself, but I'm not going to, because the more I speak and the more rambling I do, the more articulate I become. So even if you see me stumbling over myself in my words and it's a lot at once, just know, if you give a shit, just know that, like, this is the process which makes you better. Mastery starts with stumbling over yourself. You don't just get there in a day. Rome wasn't built in a day, right? But hey, all roads lead to Rome. So stumble, and stumble. Fall forward, friend. Don't let yourself stop. Don't stop till you drop, right? I know there's a saying, you can sleep when you're dead. That's not true. You should get enough sleep every night, especially if you're exercising. That will amplify your results, as opposed to detract from your life. If anything, sleep is something I'm struggling with, and I have struggled with my whole life. I'm getting better at it now because I understand how important it is, and I know how much better I feel the next day when I get a good night's rest, especially after exercising. It's just, I'm sure you can relate if you're, you know, any modern person can relate to this. Technology makes it so easy to want to stay up late. You watch on your phone. Oh, I'll get 2 hours less sleep tonight. I'll be okay. I'll still have enough sleep. This is worth it because it's feeding my dopamine in my brain. Well, you know, The next day you wake up and you're kind of like, oh, this sucks. I don't want to go to work. I don't want to do this. But yeah, it's sleep is important. Don't neglect your sleep. Yeah. Oh man, my hand's going numb. I gotta let go of this for a second. Please don't fall. Just for a second. I think it'll stick. Come on. I re-triggered the suction cup on the little back thing. There's a little clip you can push down to suction it back on. I pulled it off and I pushed with pressure and I clicked it back in. So hopefully that works for a minute until I get home. That'd be great. Yeah, what else can I say here? I'm trying to think. I keep saying that too. Yeah, life goes by real quick. You know, if you don't pay attention to the moments, you're gonna miss it. So I would recommend, don't let that happen. I think my camera's falling again. Oh look, it is. What a shock. Okay, I'm gonna hold it again. I want to, like, if I can, I'm gonna do one more sincere thought here before I cut the video off because I'm almost home. Yeah, take time to enjoy the beauty in life. Take time to enjoy each moment for what it has to offer you. Don't let your life pass you by. You know, it's so easy to miss your life now, especially with technology. You know, you can stare at a screen all day and not even notice that it's been like months and years, decades at some point, right? Like I spent, again, I didn't really get into this detail, but I spent like 5 to 7 years just staring at screens. I exercised, but like, that's a lot of wasted time, man. Like that's a lot of time wasted. You know how much you could do in 5 to 7 years? There's a lot that can be done. So, you know, don't waste your life. Don't waste your life. Be brave, be bold. Yeah, that's really what's got me. That's really what's got me so courageous and confident now. Aside from like the testosterone and the strength from the working out. You're gonna die one day. I'm so viscerally, like it's in my bones. I feel the chill. I'm gonna die one day. I am gonna fade to nothing, and come hell or high water, I'm gonna go after what I want, and I'm gonna seize the moment. Right? And carpe diem? Seize the night too, or I think that's what that means. Seize the night, seize the moment, whatever. Seize the moments of your life. Maximize your efficiency with systems. Use your time wisely. Leverage systems to become agents for your progress and your upward trajectory to become the master of your domain. There, that sounded pretty poetic and eloquent, didn't it? Sometimes I'm proud of myself. It's great. You should be proud of yourself. Go, John. Woo! Yeah. Let there be love. Let there be light. Be a light into this world. We teach ourselves who we are, and we become more confident by showing ourselves over time that when we fail forward, we didn't fall that far down. We actually, sometimes we stuck the landing we thought we fell, we didn't. So fail forward. Observe yourself doing those tumbles and those rolls. Look at it for the art that it is. Look at it as play, right? Child's play. Look at it as that. You know, the brain develops confidence by taking a leap of faith, however small. Take a step in that cold water. Take a leap of faith. Teach your brain and show your brain, hey, this is doable. This is possible. We're not going to die by doing this. And if anything, we're getting better by doing this and stronger by doing this. Now that is some, it's all real, but that is like a sincere and well-aligned dopamine hit. When you hit that nail on the head proper with like actual success like that, where you show yourself that you're capable of new things, skills, whatever. Teach yourself who you can be. Take a step, just one step a day. The journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. One step a day. Take a half step, put a toe out. It doesn't matter, man. Don't waste it. All right, this is my stop. Blessings be upon you. May you be well. Until the next video. Thank you for listening if you did. Cheers.